welcome back with me Mirna here. So how's everyone there? This COVID-19 has been attacking us for so long now. It's been 1 year and a half. We were in this pandemic. And I believe everyone is so stressed and just couldn't wait to go back to normal life and traveling, of course. So before we go to our content today, I would like to let you know a little bit about me. By look, I am Indian because my grandparents were born in India and they migrated to Indonesia. So my parents were born in Indonesia and so were I. So by nationality, I'm purely and truly Indonesian. Wait, do you know where Indonesia actually is? Because once I talked to my foreigner friends and she told me like, where are you coming from? I told her Indonesia and she said, where Indonesia? And then I explained to her it's the same like Bali, and she said, oh yeah, Bali, I know that. I've been there so many times. And I was like, what? Bali is just one little piece of Indonesia actually. Alright, so Indonesia is one of the Southeast Asia country with Malaysia and Thailand as neighbor country. So talking about Bali and tourism places, there are many underrated places that you can really visit in Indonesia. So actually you can make today's content as your next travel destinations. As I told you, there are a lot underrated places, tourism places you can visit in Indonesia, and today I'm going to talk about 3 of it. Number 3, Flores. Flores is one of Indonesia's largest Sunda Islands. It lies east of Komodo Island and west of Lembata Island. The west coast port town of Labuan Bajo is a gateway to Komodo National Park, known for its carnivorous Komodo dragons and waters teeming with sea life, including the manta rays and turtles. Also on the island is Kelimutu National Park with its volcano and 3 intensely colored crater lakes. So how do you get to the Flores Island? The easiest way is you can travel to Flores Island from Bali. As the flight from Bali is quite low, so you will get a scenic flight as you fly over the Nusa Island, Lombok. Flying to Labuan Bajo is really common flight and it takes up 1 hour's journey. Komodo Island is a home to a national park and is the most famous spot in the Flores. The park is known for its fearsome residents in the form of Komodo dragons, which are actually a kind of large lizards. You can take a tour of the island to check out these amazing creatures, but you will need a guide to make sure you don't get too close as the dragons have toxic saliva which drips from their jaws, so you don't want to risk a bite. The big draw of the Komodo National Park is the Komodo dragons. So much that many people don't even realize that you can dive here and snorkel too. Next, you can go snorkeling at 17th Islands Marine Park. Flores has a number of marine parks, and one of these is the 17th Islands Marine Park, which is a wide stretch of azure waters which are full of fish and turtles. And if you want to stay out of the water, you can do it. You can sunbathe on the white sandy beaches here, or you can trek through the jungle in search of resident flying foxes and fruit bats. Most of the islands in the 17 Islands Marine Park are uninhabited, so you will need to hire a guide to take you island hopping, and you can check out coves and inlets along the way before stopping anywhere that takes your fancy. The next, you can go trekking to Wairabo. The main reason to go to Wairabo is to check out a tradition village inhabited by the Manggarai people, although in this case the journey itself is part of the experience. The trek stretches over 10 kilometers and will take you through sweeping jungles and over crazy cliffs. And you will also pass cascading waterfalls where you can just stop and dip in one of the limpid pools at the base. Once you get to the village, you will get to see how actually the traditional locals live. And you can enjoy some typical food and music and even stay overnight in a round hut that is still made in traditional style. It's kind of like a new experience, of course. Next is explore the Hobbit Cave. The Hobbit Cave is known as Liang Bua in Indonesian. And it is one of the most amazing archaeological sites found in Indonesia. The cave is set inside a larger cave complex and was found as late as 2003. It is called the Hobbit Cave as it contained a range of small human skeletons which were thought to be around 18,000 years old. There is some contention as to the exact age of the fossils, and skeletal remains found here which would change part of the theory of evolution. But whatever the story of the cave is, it is still fascinating for people to visit and learn some histories about it. So the next place is Lake Toba, and I'm quite excited to talk about this Lake Toba because I share the same hometown as this Lake Toba that is in North Sumatra. Lake Toba is a large natural lake in North Sumatra, Indonesia, occupying the caldera of a supervolcano. So it is a supervolcano and filled with water and made up as a lake. So, Lake Toba is an immense volcanic lake covering an area of 1,707 kilometers square. It's bigger than Singapore with an island in its center. Actually, Lake Toba is located in Prapat area in North Sumatra. Formed by a gigantic volcanic eruption some 70,000 years ago, it is probably the largest resurgent caldera on Earth. Some studies say it might have been associated with causing previous ice age or climate change and the largest human population bottleneck ever. Genetic estimates suggest that there were only a few thousand individuals that survived its catastrophic eruption. So, how to get there? You can take a flight from Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Malaysia, direct to the airport of Silangit in Parapat, or I find the best way to go to Lake Toba is to take a road trip which will show you a lot of amazing natures along the way. The first thing that you can do there is to visit the Sipiso Piso waterfall. Hike to a stunning waterfall, Sipiso Piso waterfall. If you're a fan of hiking, don't miss this chance to hike down this gorgeous waterfall. Reaching a height of 120 meters, this stunning waterfall is barricaded by endless greenery, making it the perfect destination for your next trip. This place is quite packed with tourists normally. Along the way to Parapat, as I told you, if you take the road trip, you can just see the nature at its best. And one of the things that you can do is to see the view from the Menara Pandang Tele. Menara Pandang Tele is located at one of the highest points of the area surrounding this lake. And the tower itself has 3 floors, which each with the unique view of the breathtaking surroundings. While it was a pain to climb up of the flights of stairs, but you will absolutely love how picturesque each viewpoint is. Next, you can rent a scooter to explore the Samosir Island, which is in the middle of the lake. Or else, you can try the traditional cruise of Lake Toba. This specific cruise ship that you're about to get on belongs to the rulers of Samosir and is shaped like a traditional house with a pointed roof, standing at 21.5 meters long and 7 meters wide. Intricate engravings can be found all along the ship's body. Next, you can refresh yourself with the healing water from the Situmurun Binangalom waterfall. The Situmurun waterfall is also known as Binangalom waterfall because its water originated from the village of Binangalom. The name of the village, when translated from Batak language, the language of Lake Toba locals, means the water that calms your soul. Getting here won't be easy though, but the most beautiful gems are always hidden, so put on your best sneakers and trek away. Tread carefully and don't rush through the journey because the way there is just as beautiful. Stop if you need to and bask in the wonders of Mother Nature. Been to Lake Toba virtually. Lake Toba is a really cool place with very low temperature. And now for you guys who likes to be in a city, I'm going to let you know another place that is worth to visit in Indonesia. That is Yogyakarta. Yogyakarta, or we call it as Jogja, is one of the city in Java Island, Indonesia, known for its traditional culture and heritage. It's ornate the 18th century of a royal complex, or what they call kraton, encompasses the still inhabited Sultan Palace. So when you go to Yogyakarta, it will be like a palace that you are going to visit. Many ornaments, many traditional culture that they still follow. How do you get there? Again and again, you can take direct flight from Bali. What are some things that you can do there? Take a trip to Sono Budoyo Museum. Yogyakarta is a city covered in museums, and one of the best of this is the Sono Budaya Museum, which has a collection of Javanese art on display. If you want to know more about art from the region, you can take a tour of the museum and visit galleries dedicated to Indonesian puppets, masks, weaponry, and textiles. The museum faces a courtyard which is covered in Hindu architecture, and you will find ornate carvings and statues. So one of the highlights of the museum here, they will have a puppet shows at night. So you can just spend your time in the museum gallery in the daytime, and then nighttime you can come back for the puppet shows, which will give a new experience in your travel life. Next, you can explore the kingdom, or what they call Keraton. The Keraton Kasultanan Yogyakarta Hardiningrat is probably the most famous attraction in Yogyakarta and is simply another name for the royal palace. The Sultan and his family still reside here, although you can visit the Keraton Museum where you can learn more about the royal family as well as get insight to traditional Javanese art and culture. Enough of traditional stuff? You want to explore about the nightlife and food? You can go to Malioboro Street Walk, what they call as Jalan Malioboro. Jalan Malioboro is the most famous street in Yogyakarta, and as such you can't miss a trip here when you visit the city. The street is also usually visited at the same time as the Beringharjo market. And all along Jalan Malioboro, you will find items for sale such as clothes, batik fabrics, jewelry, sandals, and traditional Javanese arts and crafts. If you want to explore about the market, you can come from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But if you want to see the nightlife and street food, and when the city comes to alive, you can come after 5 p.m. If you're feeling hungry, you can also buy a range of local delicious food along the way of Jalan Malioboro. Food here is very cheap, but it tastes super duper awesome, and you can try the most famous local food, that is nasi gudeg. So we've come to end of this video. With multitude of gorgeous islands, captivating cities, diverse culture, and unique attractions to discover, Indonesia is a location where you can return again and again and come away with unique experience every single time. So next time when you're venturing a next trip to a country after this COVID-19 ends, skip the usual hotspot tourist place for a change and check out these underrated places instead. So that's all from me today. Stay safe and pray this COVID will end soon, and bye-bye.